moving into our Cheers to the Ladies Who section, where we cheer people doing dope shit. And today is International Women's Day. So shout out to the fucking ladies. Cheers.
Yes, and that includes trans women, because trans women are women. I'm not having any of this shit. There was some bum bitch on my Facebook who we went to high school with that wanted to post a picture of herself holding stickers up that said trans women are men, and she can go fuck herself. Isabella, whatever the fuck her name is. We went to school with her, which is why I screenshotted it and posted on all my social medias.
We know her? Because I saw the post. I just didn't know we knew her.
Yeah, no, she's a LaGuardia alum, so trans women, that includes you.
Right, of all the schools, of all the fucking queer-friendly schools.
That ass, like, come on, you can't have gone to LaGuardia, that's known as lesbian and gay.
Right.
LAG.
LAG.
We had such a huge queer community, period. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And I think, like for me, what excites me about celebrating International Women's Day, obviously all women are included in this fucking space, so fuck that bitch. But like, I think what excites me the most is that now that the world has really gotten hip to, or is starting to get hip to, the fact that the definition of woman doesn't look one way. Women who, even if they're quote unquote cis women, who have been in the folds of their womanhood because they're not a woman considered, or they don't follow the gender norms, now have more space also. So because of the bravery of other communities that, you know, need to literally push themselves in because people are keeping them out, now people within our own community can start to say, yeah, woman looks different. And by the way, we're not just talking organs here. We're talking about things we love, experience, the way we swag out. It's completely different. So in this age, I feel like, you know, my biggest joy in being a woman is to know that being a woman is simply an energy. It's either tapping into my feminine energy, right, that lives in me, and perhaps, yes, I have organs that associate with that energy, but it's just an energy. And so I also have masculine energy, and so it balances out my womanhood in a way where I no longer feel like if I'm not doing certain things, I'm less than a woman. It's like, oh, I'm a woman and I'm a woman, and it's something that I've learned over the years. So
I've been thinking about what it means to be a woman, and I'm just like, sometimes, you know, like most of the time, 99% of the time, I go on social media and I just be looking at my page like, how can I change my aesthetic? I promise you that's what I be doing. But some of the time, I'll be seeing like some posts, I'm like, wow, like she's so feminine. Like maybe I need to do more. Like I need to learn how to do better makeup, or like how to lay my baby hairs better. Like, am I giving out good feminine energy? Like having these dumbass questions where it's like you said, it's about like an experience. I've been like on Pinterest, like looking up feminine energy versus masculine. Because now, like when it goes into TikTok, they be talking about it. I'm like, okay, feminine energy receiving. I could do that. I'm a woman. I could receive. Send me some memo.
Yes.
So I think we all kind of like ask ourselves like kind of questions like, how can I be more feminine or whatever? And I saw your, you know, like you said, you be following people. I be following you too, Julissa, and you were posting about like how sometimes coming into like that sexiness.
Oh yes.
Right? You've been pictures me like, nobody's looking at my shit. I was looking.
I'm low-key. Like I'm trying to ask someone to be on the podcast, and I'm like,
yes. Like we're talking about like, and I thought about it too. I'm like, you know, I know we're skipping around a little bit, but sometimes as a comic, I'm like, can I even show some titties? Because people are so immature and they start like neglecting the fact that you have this talent, but it's like you put your titties out. Because I'm trying to put a third, because I also have a dating life. Mind your fucking business.
Right. And I literally like, I think my journey into this part of my womanhood, like where I do, you know, my stories, I do have my titties damn near out under bed, and I am doing that stuff, is actually a very shocking flip for people who've known me the majority of my life, right? Because like, even throughout high school, like I was in this really open and alternative space, but I was a very reserved, I was a good Dominican daughter. Let's put it that way. I was very much Dominican daughter who was always in line, had the good grades, dressed appropriately, wouldn't go to the parties and start thotting out unless no parents were around.
Friends in high school. That sounds like me. We could have been good friends.
Right. We probably would have
my demise.
Right. You know, and I just, you know, I feel like, and then I went to college and that's when I discovered I was Afro Latina. And I was like, oh, so I am Black like I thought. And I'm not just trying to fit in with African Americans. I am Black. Right. And then I went through this whole revolution of like my racial identity. And now that I'm so sure of that, it's kind of like I spat out at the end and I'm like, okay, so then what kind of woman am I? And that question always felt so weighted. And I'm like, well, why does there need to be a framework? I just exist. And so like, I am a very sexually charged person. Just because I'm not sexually charged in the way that people package sexual woman, that doesn't mean I'm not a sexually charged woman, but also I'm just relaxed, right? So if I sleep like
relax hoe.
You know, like, so if I wake up and I have a thought in the morning and I'm under my fucking covers, then yeah, you know, you could either watch and listen to my words, or you can watch and try to see if my nipple slips. Regardless, you're paying attention, right? So like, but I didn't say I was trying to show you my titties. I'm saying I said what the fuck I said. You take with you whatever the fuck you want to take. And so I think that energy, I'm trying to put it into every area of my work. It's like, I'm gonna do my job. What you take from the work I do is what you took from the work because of where you were at. Fuck you.
People always project like how they feel onto you.
Yeah. People think I be thotting and bopping. People be out here thinking that I got men in my DMs.
Just because that's simple shit.
When I tell you my DMs are dry, tú te crees que con toda esa teta y toda esa cosa, you would think I'd have a flood of people chasing me.
Like, my DM is just filled with messages that I have never gotten back to. And I think it's been given up. Like, you know what? Every day I'll be like, user sent unsent message. I'm like, wait, I promise I was going to get back. That's like the internet perception. Everybody, like, I think it's important to have a balance of like, there's real life, and on Instagram, it's entertainment. Even if it's educational, like it's still a form of entertainment or some kind of information. You should not take it as the end all be all, right?
Yeah. So. And just going back to like that whole feminine energy, for me, I feel like for me, I've always identified so strongly with feminine energy, being like an effeminate gay guy from, you know, the Bronx or whatever. And obviously that was like a battle becoming comfortable with it. But the reality for me was being more feminine and stepping into that energy was where I found the confidence to like kind of be who I wanted to be and be as unapologetic as I wanted to be. So like, I'd always like love to pay homage to all the women in my life that have like affected me, because I've also grew up with mad aunts, mad girl cousins, and always had girl friends, you know? So I think that that's something that's very powerful to honor. I wish that like more males were able to kind of honor that, because I feel like we wouldn't go through the toxic masculinity that we go through or deal with, because men are so uncomfortable like honoring that part of them. And yeah, shout out to the ladies. I just wanted to say that.
John, I think it's important to, like you were saying, Julissa, and you were saying Skittles, like there is a balance of energy that people forget. We have both feminine and masculine energy. And sometimes like you maybe tap more into the other, but there is room for everybody to tap into the energy. Like I think sometimes some of the issues I've had in my previous relationship was like, I had a lot of masculine energy. Like, what are we doing? What are the deadlines? Like, yo, Matt, but I'm an alpha female. Like I need to know what's going on. And even me doing stand-up, sometimes I feel like it is a little bit of a masculine energy where you have this boldness to go out there. So I think that there should be space. And like, I think sometimes people have these like really strong and constricted views and outdated, where it's like, there's space for you to have feminine energy. Like you boiling all this anger is not going to be helpful to nobody. Just cry and be. Even though I don't know if that's like feminine or whatever, but let's just try to explore.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say the point is like, whether it is masc or femme, the idea is that there's a reason we have both, is that regardless of whether you're in a moment of about to cry and you're a woman about to do it, or you're a man about to do it, or you're genderqueer about to do it, is the act of release is important, right? And whether you feel that that is going to come out in a feminine way or a masculine way, the point is that it gets the fuck out. And so to put crying in one person's category, to put violence in a masculine, you know what I mean? Like the way, girl, I be fuck with me in the wrong way, I snap, right? And I don't necessarily think it's a masculine snap, but I fucking snap, right? And so I think the more that we take away certain behaviors with genders and just understand that the gender can influence the way the performance of the thing comes out, that'll help us clear up a lot of shit. Because let me tell you, bottom line is, there's a lot of men out here who want to get their ass ate, who are too scared to get their motherfucking ass ate because they think that that's feminine energy, but they need to spread, lay back, open your fucking legs, get your asshole ate, live your life, right? Life.
Oh my God.
Bottom line for me.
And she said bottom line. That's so funny.